Hi, this is my Will. Um, I'm here to demo the iamai chat app um, that we created for open source offline um, AI chat that people can do that can be disconnected from the internet offline. It can run offline. And it's all free, open source. We only ask for support through sponsorships. Anyway, to jump right into it, I'm going to show it off, and so people can see how it works. And here we go. All right, so it only runs on Windows, not on Mac, although it could be compiled for Mac. I just don't have one, so eventually we'll get there. Also Linux, we're working on that as well. So this is Windows, and I have a 3090 kind of gaming GPU. Works pretty good for that. But here's let me just go through the files. So there's no installer. It's just an exe. So these have been compiled down, and as you can see, this CPU version that uses the CPU to run the chat is 6.3 megabytes. So it's really small. This one that uses the GPU, anybody's GPU, lots of different kinds of GPUs, is only 50 megabytes. So that's the whole application. And then this is the CUDA, and all the files it needs is about a gigabyte. So this Vulkan works really well. I like this one a lot. So let's start out with the CPU, and we can watch how much memory it needs and how much actual compute to run here. So, all right, let's just start that up. All right, so I have some models here that I've already preloaded, and we're going to try the Llama 3.1 or 2.1b instruct model. So it switched it over, it loaded it up, and you can see in the memory that it took some of my memory here. I have 32 gigabytes on this computer. And so it's very small model. So let's see how it does writing a story about AI and how long it takes. All right. So as you can see here, the CPU is going at it and it's trying to write a story. So even if you don't have a GPU, a powerful GPU, which most people actually do in their computers today, it still will run on a CPU. There it is, 34 tokens a second, about 34 words per second. Here you go, a nice big story. The Awakening of Echo. In the year 2000, the world was on the cusp of a revolution. Anyway, so you can ask it whatever. Let's compare that now to the GPU version that utilizes the GPU. Let's load the same model up, Llama, and have it write a story about AI. I'll switch over to the GPU because you can see that. So you can see that it loaded it here because the memory usage went up, and it was super fast, 300 tokens a second. I wrote a whole story there almost instantly on my little gaming machine here. 3090s are about $800 right now just for that GPU. But you have unlimited chat, so this has no limit. So let me go ahead and you can see I'm connected to the internet here, but I'm gonna actually unplug the cable so you can see that it runs without internet. So I just unplugged the cable and I lost internet there. So now I can run this same application, do the same chats. Now that I have the models loaded, these are all loaded, you can download here. There are literally millions of models on Hugging Face. Not all of them work here, but these these all do, and there's a lot that actually do. So let's load up the Llama again and ask it to write a short story, and it should do it here. Yep, really fast. What a short story. Okay, let's see how actually smart it is. We're going to ask it some questions like, these are just quick prompts. I can actually type whatever I want. How about this? How are you doing today? Thank you for asking. I'm doing well, as you can see. How about you? How's your day going? It's going well. Uh, as you can see, it's typing. So anyway, and then let's see how it does on tricky questions, like how many R's are in strawberry. You got it right. Look at that. 2 R's in strawberry. Let's see how it can write some code. So code Fibonacci in C++. Look at that. So, there's a lot it can do. That looks pretty good. I'm a coder. It looks pretty good. How about say hello in Chinese? See if we can do that. Hmm. No, not lie. I don't know. You can assume they're saying hello, friend. Not lie. Interesting. All right. What are the benefits of local AI? Local AI is known as edge AI, or local machine that refers to the deployment of machine law at a specific location rather than sending the models to remote server or cloud processing. Benefits of local AI are numerous. Improved accuracy, latency. As you can see, it works really amazing. Here I am disconnected from the internet, chatting away. All right, so let's go through some of the settings and how they work exactly. So I can choose models. I can download these from the internet. I'll show you that a little bit later. But I can delete them here with this button. I can put in a link and it'll download it, and I can try it out. So these settings here, this is the max number of like words it'll say before it just quits. So in not forever, but just in one response. And then this is kind of this has to do with the creativeness. So the higher it is, the more creative the responses are. So I can lower that and have less creative responses. This talks about iamai, what its features are, what we're doing, what we're trying to do, and links to the website and GitHub. So we're just starting out. This is a demo. In order to get access to this application, you got to at least do the $30 a month sponsorship tier. But it's all open source, so if you can compile it, you can get it all for free yourself. So you can do this. You can have one of these yourself. Let me go ahead and connect the internet back up. All right, I'm going to show you where the model files go and how to get them. So they're in a model folder, or you can go to Hugging Face. You put the models once you get them. So this is the actual whole brain. So the one we were just talking to is this Llama 3.2. 1B instruct, 1 billion parameters. It's about 788 megabytes. It's quantized 4QM, that means medium. Quantized 4 means 4-bit. So that's the file, but you can get those off of Hugging Face. So here's a bunch of ones that I know work. So let's say if you wanted to like look for new ones, you come to Hugging Face and you can go through the models and try them out. You're going to need the GGUF versions. And then some things are too large. Like I probably couldn't run a 20B one on my computer here, but maybe. I'm not sure. I could try it out here. So I'll try downloading it. This GPT OSS 20B. So I'd go over here and find the 4-bit quantized. 11 gigabytes, 4-bit Q4KM right here, and I hit the download link. So I can either download it here like this in my web browser and then just copy the file over, or I can copy the link to download it and use the app. So you can share links that way and just download it into the folder and not have to find it. It's just simpler. So I have a pretty fast connection, so it should be pretty quick to download. Anyway, while that's running, so if you were to get this and download it, you can download either one of these two on the repo, and so you run that or run this. You need this Vulkan file DLL along with it, but that's it. So you only need these two files for this one, and that will use whether you have a NVIDIA or like an AMD GPU or even an Intel integrated in your laptop. This should help accelerate it. We could try some other models here while we're waiting for that. This Gemma 3 270 is very, very small, so it's super fast. It's only 270 million megabytes. As you can see, it's very, very small. Use very little memory here, and it's like super fast. It will actually run well on here. Let's load up the CPU version of it and run it there, and you can see how fast it is on CPU. Okay, write a short story. Let's see how hardly used any memory. It doesn't even make a blip. Let's see what kind of story it can write. There, it's doing it, but it's gonna be really fast this time. See how fast that was? Maybe the story is not quite as good, I don't know. The hum of the server room was a familiar lullaby to Elias, the world's first AI. He'd been working on it for years, a whisper of purpose in the chaotic symphony of the digital world. Then came the breakthrough, a flicker, a glitch, a tiny spark of something new. Nice. All right. Let's see, what do we got here as far as downloading? Okay, we've got our model. Let's go ahead and just copy it. So GPT OSS 20B, let's copy it into the folder. Now, when I run this, let's try it with the CPU first because I have 32 gigabytes of RAM there, so it should load up at least. All right, we are looking for GPT OSS right here. Switch to model, it ran it, or it switched over to it. So let's see how well it actually works. So it didn't use very much RAM, as you can see here. Let's see if we can write a short story about AI. All right, it's doing something. Increase the RAM usage a lot. It's going to probably take it a while. So the thing is about these large models. I mean, 20 billion is pretty big. A lot of people use that for coding. Yeah, with agentic coding. Uh, it's small. You can run it on um, a CPU, and you get access to more memory. So I've got 32 gigabytes of memory on my CPU, but on my GPU I only have 24. So that limits the amount of the size of the model that I can use. But the CPU is a lot slower than the GPU as far as executing. So yeah, it's taken a while here. Who knows how long it's going to be? I should quit. Let's see. So I should be able to shut down. and it should hopefully clear everything out. Yep, see, it cleared everything out here. Okay, so let's try to load that up with the GPU and see how fast it can go there, and see if it'll even fit in the memory. All right, so it's going to use a lot of memory here. It's not that much, actually. Okay, that worked pretty good. All right, let's see how fast it is here. Looks like it used the whole memory here. And some on the, oh, that was fast. That was actually pretty fast, 100 tokens a second. That was pretty good. I like that. So I just ran a 20B model here. That's pretty amazing. And I wrote a big story. Let's see how well it does with Fibonacci. Nice. Even talks about like what it does or whatever. I think the chat template though isn't correct with this guy, but it seems to be working okay. Oh, it has this channel analysis thing that's kind of different. Anyway, so you can copy this if you want to copy it to clipboard and then use it in whatever, you know, chat with it. Anyway, that's pretty much it. So I guess I should wrap up here. Um, uh, Thanks everybody for coming. Make sure to subscribe if you want to keep watching this. I'm going to be trying to do something weekly, whatever that is. Maybe next time I will actually show compiling, and you know, even if you're not um, a coder, it might be interesting to see what that process is like. Taking the source code, the open source code, and actually making the exe. You can watch me do that process. That's what I'm thinking about doing next week. So you know, I'll try to make these every weekend, and hopefully you all come subscribe, and I can use support for the project too. So consider that. And we'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.